Hi everyone, welcome to Social Media Prep on ProfitHub.com. My name is Leah Schoeneman and I'm going to be doing all the social media training on ProfitHub. So let's just get started. The first thing you want to do when you're starting out with your social media strategy is research. Where does your demographic hang out, and do they have their own social scene? And what I mean by do they have their own social scene is, for example, photographers tend to like to hang out a lot on Flickr, and musicians like to hang out on MySpace. So you want to take into consideration and take some time to find out where your niche is, who they are interacting with, and what they are talking about before you start building out your social media platforms. If you have a list already, I would suggest you survey them to see where they want to interact the most. Do they want to hang out on Facebook and get updates about your company, or would they rather see tweets? It really depends on your list where you want to make your social media presence. If the majority of your list is already on Facebook, then that's where I would suggest concentrating your social media efforts to begin with. Or if they're already on Twitter, then I would suggest being there first and then adding in others later. Next is your social media URLs. Your first URL should be your domain. Your domain is the core that your social media is going to point back to. So you want to make sure you have a strong domain, and if you already have a domain, then that's awesome, and you can start checking to make sure that your corresponding usernames are available on Twitter or Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. You want all your URLs to be as consistent as possible. This helps people remember you and find you specifically and not some other site that's close to what your username is. So keep that in mind when you're coming up with usernames for your accounts. The next step with social media URLs is to have some backup ideas in case one of the usernames that you want to use is not available. I would do some brainstorming to make sure that you can have consistent usernames across all of your social media platforms. 15 characters are allowed in a username on Twitter, and as far as I know, Facebook has an unlimited amount of characters, so keep that in mind when you're coming up with ideas for your URLs and usernames. Get your URLs and usernames first, and don't worry about the details of profile information and all that. You can set that up later. The goal right now is to get your usernames locked in so that nobody else grabs them. In the case of Facebook, you can check for availability of a username, but you actually have to have 25 fans in order to lock it in and claim it as your own. And we'll go over that more in the Facebook module, but you would end up changing it or testing for it in here. So when you come to your Facebook page, you'd be on Edit Page, and you would go to Basic Information, and here they have Create Username for this page. There are fast ways to get your 25 fans so that you have everything set up before you go live. One of those ways is Fiverr.com, and we'll go over this more in the Facebook module. Social graphics are the next step. Graphics are super important. Graphics help you keep a consistent image across your networks and website. You don't want to have too much variation between your website graphics and all of your social media platforms because people like to see consistency. They want to know when they land on your Twitter page that it's your Twitter page and not somebody else's Twitter page that has a similar Twitter handle. You want to base all of your social branding off your website and logo. For example, we have ProfitHub.com here, and as you can see, we have our logo and we've got our color scheme, and everything pretty much matches here. And then if you were to go to our Twitter account, you can see here as well that everything matches. We have our graphic, we have our logo and a little icon, we have our big arrow here like we have in our logo, we have Profit Hub logo and icon up here. And then on Facebook, you can see that everything looks consistent. So you can tell that if somebody was to find us on Twitter or Facebook, they'd be able to see, yes, that is Profit Hub, and that's the Profit Hub that I want, and not somebody else's Profit Hub site, or if they have a similar username. With your Twitter graphics, the background width is approximately 1040 pixels wide, and you have 108 pixels approximately available for information on the left side. And what I mean by that is over here you can see our Twitter graphic here. On the left side you have about 108 pixels to put information if you wanted to, or a logo or a tagline or an image, or information about your other social media platforms and your website. There are some great tools out there to create a simplified theme without having to hire a designer or open Photoshop. One of my favorites is the Themelian tool that is on Color Lovers. And you can log in using your Twitter account and you'll be able to adjust all of these colors and the way things show up. There's also good networks out there to get graphics created for you. Fiverr.com, ShortTask, those are a couple that are really good. Also, if you want to go a little bit more high class, Elance.com is another good one as well. It is a good idea to have your logo in the background with your tagline and any text that'll help people find your other sites, social and web. So like you can see in Profit Hub, we have a little Facebook icon here /Profit Hub, which will be our username there. And on for Jeff Usner, we have Facebook /fanpage fans and YouTube /Jeff Usner. So that will help people that come to the Twitter site first find Jeff's statuses and social media on the other platforms that we have him on. Alright, next is Facebook graphics, and with the new change to the Facebook timeline, you have 2 images instead of 1. So first image is your profile image, which is 180 by 180, and your next image is your large cover image, which is 851 by 315. Elements of a good Facebook profile image have your logo and a picture of you if you're branding yourself. Use your tagline in your cover photo if you want to. And your cover image, they've made some new rules with the what you can and cannot have on your cover photo. So cover image cannot contain a price or a purchase info, other website addresses like a like or a share, or any other call to action. It can't have any URLs because they want you to put any of your URLs in your About section. They're making it a little bit more web page-like and not so much a landing page type feel. So just keep that in mind, that they don't really want to see any of those things in your cover image or your profile image as well. And to really optimize your page, which we go into later in the Facebook module, optimizing the other aspects of your page to get those things noticed, where before, when you could have them in your images to get noticed, you can't now. So there's some things that you can do to get around that to get them noticed again. Alright, here's some examples of our cover images and profile images. This is what would be considered a profile image, the 180 by 180 picture, and that's what follows you around Facebook when you're commenting on other people's things and leaving comments on your own Facebook page. And then these are examples of our cover photos. And these are 2 good ones. Here's Jennifer Usner's cover photo and our Profit Hub cover photo. And then down here would be some examples of what you don't want to do. Here's they don't want to see this click like button or arrow. They don't want to see any of these URLs over here and over here, or a big call to action like this. They just want it clean and simple. And if your brand is around maybe like fitness, or your brand is around events and you do public speaking or training and stuff, make these cover images really personal about what you're doing, like having images from your events up there, like an image, or if you're doing fitness, have a picture of you training some people up on your cover photo, so that it's more website feely and not so much landing page feel. They really want you to engage your audience now on Facebook with drawing people into stuff like that. And we're going to go into this in way more detail in the Facebook. I just wanted to give you a little bit of heads up so you know kind of what you have to plan ahead for when you start building out your profiles. And lastly, with your social media prep, you want to start considering what your lead magnet is going to be. Possible opt-in magnets are free download like an ebook, a video, audio, file, etc. Watch a video after they opt in, sign up for a free newsletter. With your newsletter, you want to make sure that you're letting them know how often they're going to receive that newsletter, whether it's daily, weekly, monthly, etc., or if they're going to have the ability to fill out a quiz. Be sure it is something that is relevant to your demographic, that it's something that they're going to want. We will show you how to incorporate opt-in forms on your website and Facebook in their own modules, and Jeff will go into more detail about lead magnets in another video. Thank you for watching Social Media Prep. I hope this was informative and you learned a lot. If you have any questions, just post them in the comments below, and I will make sure that I check those and answer those as soon as possible as well. Have a great day, and we'll see you in the next module.